All right, Hillary Clinton may not be the next president. She's not going to be, but House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz says Congress is not done investigating her use of a private email server and an alleged pay-to-play scam at the Clinton Foundation. Chairman Chaffetz joins us now. Mr. Chairman, great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So this is going to continue. Why?
Well, we got to get to the truth. It was never about the political targeting of Hillary Clinton, but she did create one of the biggest security breaches in the history of the State Department. So we have tens of thousands of documents we still haven't seen. You have more than Hillary Clinton involved in this. You have dozens of people within the bowels of the organization. You have the Undersecretary of Management, Patrick Kennedy, who says he was able to bury documents down into the bowels of the State Departments by misusing a FOIA designation, a Freedom of Information Act designation. You still have an open investigation at the State Department itself. So we have a whole array of things.
Now, the State Department investigation, that will not come to a close when power changes hands from Obama to Trump.
Well, it should. I mean, you have people who have security clearances that obviously violated those, but have not been disciplined in any way, shape, or form that I can tell at the State Department. Of course we're going to look at that. We'd be remiss to just dismiss it. It wasn't political targeting at the beginning, so because there's been a political election, why should I just drop it?
Well, that's right. In fact, the stakes are lower now because she's not running for anything.
But we have one of the biggest security breaches ever. Of course we got to fix that. How did they migrate all of this classified information out of the system? You know, you're not sitting at one computer.
Mechanics of it, you mean?
Yeah, you're not sitting.
Do you not know that yet?
No, because you can't sit at one computer and, oh, this one's classified, this one's not classified. Somebody had to physically take that and put it on another system, either upload it on a thumb drive or retype it in.
So what's the answer? Have you asked them directly?
Well, that's why they owe us tens of thousands of documents from the Department of Justice and from the State Department itself.
So here's a mechanical question that kind of got lost in the noise of the final week of the campaign. But I think there are about 650,000 emails on the infamous Wiener computer, okay? And the FBI says it evaluated them in a relatively short period of time. It takes me weeks to get my passport renewed. How did they do that?
And why did it take, when they were looking at 30,000, it took them months to get through it? They also were if you go back and actually read that letter, they only looked at Hillary Clinton's emails while she was Secretary of State. Well, the committee is very interested in what she did when she set up her server, which was actually the day she started her Senate confirmation. And what about all those months and years after the fact? Because we still, here in 2016, getting ready to celebrate New Year's, we still don't have the documents that go back to 2009.
If you were president, newly elected president, would you keep Comey on as FBI director?
Look, I am not in the position to make that direction.
Do you have confidence in him personally?
Yes, I do have confidence in him. I have nothing to believe that he was politically motivated. He had a duty and an obligation to actually present to Congress the fact that he was, because of our July hearing, that he was actually continuing the investigation when he said that it was had concluded. It was obviously not. They were going to spend money and resources. He had to notify Congress. And so to that regard, he did the right thing.
Huh. So, I mean, because looking at it just from a civilian perspective, you're getting whiplash going back and forth. What is this about? But you think at every turn he did the prescribed thing, the thing that you would have done had you been him.
I come to a different conclusion than he did, but I still want to learn more about the investigation. We have allegations of a quid pro quo. I'd like to hear more about that. But in terms of notifying Congress, making himself available to Congress, yes. But until I have the tens of thousands of additional documents that we don't yet have, I can't get to the conclusion yet.
On for that.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Well, there's no question Obamacare hasn't turned out as expected. Even Bill Clinton concedes that. How did it get so screwed up? One of the men who designed it joins us next. Plus, Geraldo Rivera on why those college kids you've seen leading protests against Trump may know even